everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Just Designed, and this is my drawing of the Mad Hatter. Back in 2021, I drew a drawing of a Tim Burton-esque Mad Hatter, and a lot has changed in my drawing style since then. So I wanted to talk about how I came to the conclusion of drawing this new version of him, and also talk about how to grow as an artist and the things that you can do to kind of push yourself into new comfort zones and new ways of creating art. Prints will be available of this drawing, so if you are interested, please head on over to my website, www.gabbyjd.com. And if you don't want to listen to me ramble this whole entire time and talk about the creative process of this drawing, you can always just go back to my YouTube channel. I made a non-talking version of this drawing. It's also significantly shorter than this video, so if you want to go and just watch the drawing being made, you can go over to that version and click on the left side of this video, and it will take you directly to that video. A lot has changed in my creative process since making the original drawing of this drawing. I have become obsessed with the Alice in Wonderland lore since 2020. I first watched the movie back in quarantine, and I became obsessed with it. I originally seen the actual movie in theaters back in 2010 when I was a kid, and I remember being significantly frightened by the Queen and her enormous head. I always thought that it was scary. So now, as an adult, I am absolutely in love with this film. It is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It is a beautiful work of art. It also has an amazing storyline. It stays true to the original Alice in Wonderland lore, and it also has nuances to it, which I love. I love when they make remakes of a movie that actually is good. Can we just talk about that? It's really hard to make a remake of a film and actually make it work. But Tim Burton always has a way of making things work. He always has this creative sense to him that can't be replicated in any director. Johnny Depp in this role is unmatched. I love Johnny Depp playing as the Mad Hatter, and I'm really not that big of a Johnny Depp fan, believe it or not, but I still love his work. I think he is an incredible actor, and I also think that he is a good man. When creating this character, I made sure to add my own flair. I wanted to have that version of Johnny Depp, the version of Tim Burton, and also have my own style incorporated into this drawing. You'll see that the bow tie is abnormally large, and that is because I think that it brings that Mad Hatterish look to him. The bow tie really stands out with the hat, and I wanted to use those two as very distinctive silhouettes. I believe that the scale of the hat and the bow tie really capture the essence of this character. I wanted him to look very sharp and angular. You'll see that I added really sharp bone structure to him, and that's because I wanted to add that sunken in look to his eyes, the sharpness of his jawline, the cheeks. Everything is very sharp when it comes to the Mad Hatter. He gives me that vibe of a man that has been up for hours on end. His hair is unkept. He is always thinking about crazy ideas, and he just gives me artist vibes altogether. So I added little bobbies to his hat, the little bobbins, and I also added a card with the 3 of Hearts to incorporate the Queen's rule within the movie. The 10/6 is a classic card always added to the Mad Hatter's hat, and I added that little feather to his hat to incorporate into the looking glass with his family and the little hat that he made as a kid. I wanted to add the sharpness to the bow tie as well, just incorporating that really sleek design that Johnny Depp's version has. Moving out of your creative process is a skill that takes time and practice, and you'll never get good at technical skills without trying them. You're never going to get something that is perfect on the first go. So just play around, see what's fun. Get your stress out and just put your pen to paper and do something that you haven't done before. Creating new artwork is ultimately going to make you an artist that will always stand out from the crowd. Making sure that you're working on things that aren't usually something you would do will always push you to greater and better things. If I had never gone to college, I don't think I ever would have started Photoshop art or digital artwork at all, to be honest. I took Photoshop 1 and 2 when I was in college, and both of those were really extremely helpful in helping me to learn new art skills. I think it's always important to try things out of your comfort zone, even if they're scary or uncomfortable, because you'll never be good at it as soon as you try it. You have to get used to creating things out of your comfort zone and doing things that you aren't used to become a better artist. And even when it's just using different mediums, it really truly creates different things that you don't think you would ever do. I don't think I ever would have thought that I'd be creating something like this. And now that I am, I'm really, really proud of the work that I have and done. So if you're a small artist, look for things that give you inspiration. Look for things that are pushing you to do bigger and better things. Because when you stay within your own little bubble, you'll never find your own style. You'll never be able to keep up with the different trends that are out there. But also, I just want you to be truly unique within your art. You'll see that you grow over time the more you practice. And practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make progress. When creating the makeup, I made sure to use a reference image. I looked at many different photos of Johnny Depp, and I made sure that I was getting the correct coloring to match this character. I wanted to keep his ginger hair. I think he's most known for that, and I really think that it looks amazing with the hat. I also used his blue jacket from the Jabberwocky fight, and I kept the huge black bow tie, of course. His eyes are actually 2 different shades of green, and the undershirt was a nice salmon color that I really thought was beautiful. It tied in perfectly with the hat. I tried to add lots of shades of green, golds, and yellows within the hat to create that look of ruggedness to it. Again, with adding in texture to the drawing, I made sure to add a white background to really accentuate the character's features. And then I created these clocks. Within Alice in Wonderland, you never know what time it is. You're in a dreamlike state. Anything goes within Wonderland, so you're always going to be late. You never know what time it is, and it doesn't matter because there's always time for tea. I then made a creative choice that I really didn't think I was going to make, so I ended up drawing the Cheshire Cat. I didn't know if I could even do this to begin with because I've never drawn this character before, but it was a creative liberty that I took and decided to run with. I thought that this cat really encapsulated the nightmare fuel of what childhood me thought of Alice in Wonderland when I was younger. I made sure to darken his eyes and really make them look crazy, made his teeth sharp, and made his hair stand out. Of course, those big, glowing blue eyes that will sear into your soul when you look at them. Initially, I was going to add teacups, but then I thought that it would just look better with clocks. I don't know why, but I almost feel like it almost gives it a Doctor Who-ish vibe. Sometimes when I look at the Mad Hatter, I do feel like he could be a doctor of sorts, but I really just wanted to add those clocks. I thought it would look really cool with some color in the background, so I just started scribbling a bunch of colors into it. Then I added a Gaussian blur to the background to make sure that we really focused on Mad Hatter and not all of the things in the background. Those are just background characters, of course. And just when I was done, I decided to make an executive choice. I added Alice. I thought about making Storybook Alice, which was when she was initially white and black. She had this scribble look to her. However, I didn't feel like it fit the drawing, with all the colors and everything added. I felt like she had to have color as well. She still has that storybook feel to her, because I wanted to add the original Alice within this drawing. However, I just didn't think that it fit with the actual feeling of this drawing. So I added some color to her face and to her hair, and her dress, of course. And I wanted to give it that feeling of she was falling through all of this crazy time and space. So she has this falling-esque look to her. I added wispies towards the black outline that I made of her. And then I added some white wispies along with it as well to create the look of a falling through time. This is the end result. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. And I am very proud of this drawing. Again, if you're interested in print, just visit my website, www.gabbyjd.com. Thank you.